So in suspension system, here we use the dispersions, and drug which are insoluble are generally used in the suspension system, uh, uh, such as ephedrine bititrate, which is less soluble than the HCl. So such types of drug are used. So here we use some suspectant because agglomeration is a major problem in such types of system. So surfactants are very important, or they play a very important role in suspension type preparation, and they prevent the agglomeration of the particles. So if the agglomeration of particle is not there, there is continuous flow is there. It will not choke that deep tube, or it will not choke that actuator. So the sorbitol monolaurate, sorbitol monooleate, and sorbitol trioleate and isopropyl myristate are the surfactants generally used in the suspension systems. Then the foam system. So when we talk about the foam, when we press the actuator, contain which are present inside are come out in the form of the foam, and the ingredient for such types of foams are OW surfactants, oil, waxes, water, and hydrocarbons are there. And when we talk about the non-aqueous stable foam, these are prepared by the glycols, emulsifying agent, and somewhat PEG, polyethylene glycol esters. PEG esters are used for non-aqueous, and with that aqueous we use that water. Okay, so quick breaking foam is there means what? When that foam comes out, it converted into somewhat liquid. Okay, after comes out. So these medicaments are used for topical medication. So हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? We can say that the foam has been collapsed. The product is dispensed as a foam which then collapse into the liquid. So in foam system, aqueous foam, non-aqueous foam, and quick breaking foam. In aqueous foam, water is used, hydrocarbons are used, oils and waxes are used. And in non-aqueous form, in place of that water, PEG is used, oil, PEG, hydrocarbons. Then this diagram represents that types of pressurized form: two-phase, three-phase, and foam-phase. Then this is another somewhat it comes under that aerosols, but having sometimes have some different principle. So number one is the nebulizer, used to administer medication to the people in the form of mist inhaled into the lungs. So here in nebulizer, mist are formed. Mist means very small minute droplets of drug, or we can say that the water or the material in which drug is dissolved or drug is suspended. So that mist are there, that mist are inhaled into the lungs by the help of this nebulizer. Then there is the meter dose inhalers are there. So again, these meter dose, these are itself name indicate meter dose. Dose has been measured. MDI. It is pressurized handheld devices that use propellants to be deliver doses of medication to the lung for a patient with the help of pump. A measured dose is delivered to the patient, okay, for the treatment of some lung diseases. So they are the pressurized one, and they are used by the hand. Then dry powder inhalers are there. Itself name indicates, see, the dry is there, inhaler containing dry powders. So again, these dry powders are uh, suck or inhaled by the patient, and the particle size is very small, so they enters into the lungs, and that's it will give the reliefs. Then we will see nebulizer in detail. There are the two types of nebulizer: jet nebulizer and ultrasonic nebulizers are there. So these nebulizer so we already discussed that drug gets solubilized or suspended in that liquid, and that liquid comes in the form of the fine mist, and jet type nebulizers are there, and ultrasonic nebulizers are drug. So this is about the nebulizers. See the diagram. Nebulizers are there, and this is for the charging point. Okay, and from here that fine mist comes out, and it is to be taken by the patient. Then this is the working of jet nebulizer. See that small uh, girl taking this nebulizer. Compressor is there. Compressor causes that vibrations and that fine mist generated here in this nebulizer cup, and through mouthpiece that minute droplets comes out. Likewise, high pressure air is there. Nebulizer commonly used in the hospital and home for drug administration, and have small medication reservoirs less than 10 ml. This is the reservoir, less than 10 ml. Then meter dose inhalers. When we talk about this meter dose inhaler, see here, seal is there, wall is there, and mouthpiece is there. So majorly that wall plays a major role. Actuator, orifice, actuator, seat, mouthpiece, that is the metering wall. So wall plays a very uh, crucial role in this meter dose inhaler. So meter dose inhalers introduced in around 1950. In this meter dose inhaler, drug is either dissolved or suspended in a liquid propellants, and a predetermined dose is released upon the action. When released from the canister, the formulation undergoes volume expansion in the passage within the wall and forms mixture of gases. Then the metering wall is placed in the inverted position. Then dispersion of the wall, it is in the inverted position. Dispersion of the wall system allows the content of the metering chamber refill with liquid form. Okay, and then this bulk is ready to dispense. Next dose में क्या होगा, that refill is again delivered to the pressure. That particular that wall have particular that capacity. Up to that capacity, for each time that medication comes, and when we press the actuator releases the content from that valve, and next time that valve get filled. What are the advantages? Portable, low cost, accurate dosing can be there. Okay, so these are some advantages. This is about the dry powder inhaler. Capsules types of inhalers are there. They are placed at here and it get rotated. If we rotate it, the upper cap removes, and from lower cap it is placed in the mouth, and it was forcefully uh, uh, taken by the patient. So the particles enters into the uh, uh, lungs. Okay, so the DPI, the drug is inhaled as a cloud of fine particles. So due to that inhalation, fine particles enter into the lungs. Some there is the chance of spilling of powder from the device, means that powder may get remains in the power in that device, or powder may get stick or get deposited into that device. This is main disadvantage of this dry powder inhalants. Uh, Mainly the particle size less than 5 micron is there. In the previous lecture, one slide was shown to you, chromalin micron, that and that with that lactose. So how that particle get entrapped in that GI tract, sorry, in that respiratory tract was shown to you. depending upon the particle size. So that particle size is very important in the formulation of this DPI. Then